Hello, my friends. We're going to talk about the new moon in the sign of Cancer. It's on June 25th. It's conjunct Jupiter. Quincunx Pluto creates a yod, square Saturn and Neptune. I know a lot of astrology terminology. I'm going to get to it. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen so you can see the chart that I am going to be looking at. There it is. Oh, almost. There we go. This is the new moon in Cancer, June 25th, 6:32 a.m. Eastern time. So keep that in mind. And this is what it looks like right here. So quite significant chart right here because we have this stellium. I'm going to cover all of these things, but let's just go over one point at a time real quick. The essence of the new moon in the sign of Cancer. It's conjunct Jupiter, square Saturn, Neptune, sextile Mars, and then quincunx Pluto, which creates this yod pattern. Yeah, a lot going on here, a ton going on with this forecast. So it is not just simply a new moon in the sign of Cancer. This new moon, right off the bat, activates the Cancer energy. Jupiter's already been there since January 9th. I have a blog on that and another video on that. So I'll link those in the description below. The point of this is that when the new moon in the sign of Cancer shows up, conjunct Jupiter, our emotions and sensitivities get expanded even more. And of course, everybody's telling you the moon in Cancer, it's its home location. It's very sensitive. It's about home. It's about family. It's about our security. And having it conjunct this Jupiter in Cancer, it really expands that. And the feelings and our emotions and our securities or insecurities all get exacerbated is one way to look at it. If you're feeling overwhelmed, it's going to make that feel even more overwhelming. But the point of that is to help us to take a step back. So it's bringing to our attention the things that are out of balance. And since the world and everything around us is just so fluid and changing right now, it's not surprising that we actually have at this point in our history a new moon in Cancer that is with Jupiter. So that will, like I just said, expand things and bring things even more into focus as to what we love, what we value, and what's important to us. That's the Taurus energy that's present in this new moon right here. I know this is about the new moon, but it's not just about focusing home family feelings because there are so many things in here that connect. So take your time and go a little deeper. If that's what you want to do with astrology, I would recommend it. Just go a little deeper. Let me reach my computer here because we have that together. We have that going on. We have this going on. We have this going on. We have this right here, and then the square to them. And so you can see it's nothing stands alone. And when we hear a lot of astrologers just yakking and talking, well, that didn't mean that. I didn't mean that to sound rude. Talking a lot about the moon in Cancer and focusing in on the emotional places that you want to set intentions and goals. That's fine, but the deeper lesson and the deeper story comes from the aspects that this new moon is involved in at the time of the new moon. So take that new moon energy of Cancer conjunct Jupiter. You're going to pay attention to where you're feeling overly emotional or hyper focused on what you need to feel safe, secure, your home, your family, who you love, how you take care of yourself, that emotion, that empathy. If it's overwhelming, then it's asking you to take a step back, okay? And take your time to figure out what is going to be more important for you at this point in time, as opposed to just focusing on just a couple of things or feeling overwhelmed, because that overwhelm is a bit much. And it really, really is, because we are working on navigating a lot of internal conflict and looking for clarity. And that comes from, those internal conflict that comes from the square aspect, as well as the quincunx over here to Pluto. That creates this yod or yod, if you want to call it, the finger of God to Pluto. So the processes that we are going through with this new moon in Cancer conjunct Jupiter is creating an opportunity for us to really go deeper into the changes that we're looking for, because that quincunx to Mars, as well as the quincunx to Pluto, as well as Mars quincunx Pluto, that's right here. That energy is about realigning so we can evolve. Pluto is evolution, is transformation. So I know to have this new moon with this is just like it's intense. And we are feeling some intensities. And I have a written blog on all about these yods that are in the sky between that starts like what did I say? It's a new blog. You know what? Let's see if I can share that with you. Let me stop this share so I don't expose everything on my computer. And let me get to the blog post. And we have on my website, there we go. And yeah, I'm going to go share the screen with you now. Here we are. I'm going to share that screen. See if we can get to that blog post. Here it is. We have to get out of the newsletter. Here's the blog post. It's about the double yod key, the finger of God, time of sacred adjustment, and that's June 17th till the new moon, right? So June 17th to the 24th. It's a nice big blog post. It's a 5-minute read, so you go check that out, please. And that will talk all about this. This is the final yod in that whole cycle of patterns. So go check that out. Read that forecast. And the bigger point here is with these connections to Pluto, especially with all of those other configurations, it creates a lot. We're looking for a deeper alignment, and we need to continue to realign so we can evolve and transform. It's just how it is right now. There's so much going on. Even if what's going on, like in the country, does not impact you, the feeling kind of resonates a bit, and it resonates a lot into everybody. And a lot of families and homes and people's safety and security feels unsure for a lot of people. And even if you're not feeling that, you've got blessings, right? And that's wonderful. But it's just an important configuration with this new moon just to keep an eye on and to remember. So take good care of yourself, and just know that the aspects that are going on right now, especially we're just talking about this yod right now with Jupiter and the moon, the new moon, gives us that we just need to know that there are changes coming. They feel a little bit uncomfortable, but we are encouraged just to reflect on what's changing and release what hasn't been working. I know we hear that with the full moon, but it's very much the case with this new moon as well. This time around, it just encourages us to reflect on what we're resisting and reflect and make changes as they come. There's no hard-nosed aspects, right? There's nothing hardwired right now because there's so much in flux. We knew 2025 would be like this just because we have lots of different planets moving in and out of new zodiac signs. And that just means that we're all in new territory emotionally. So that powerful yod formation is about deep adjustments around your home, your family, how you feel, your security or not. All right. Now, the square aspect right here with this new moon and Jupiter, I know they're all separating aspects, but it's still part of the new moon. It's still within that range. And you can see I have a real simple chart up here, just 10 the 10 planets. That's it, nothing extra, because I'm not focusing on anything else today, because I think this is enough. The blog post is like around 2,000 words. When I get that up, that new moon blog post will be up Patreon, you guys get this first. So it won't be up quite yet. Soon though. By the time this is public, it will be up. Back to this new moon squaring Saturn and Neptune. Now, those squares, that's about our vision and what it is that we want in from the sign of Cancer, from that stellium. It creates the square aspect creates a push-pull because there's tension with the square aspect. So those 90 degrees creates some tension. And Cancer wants that emotional safety, that feeling of nurturing and calmness and inner reflection, but that energy of the Aries with Saturn and Neptune in Aries is a demanding action. We need to take courage, and the square aspect creates tension because we don't want things to change. We don't want the things to move like they are. So we get to feel torn and uncertain between, I want to just hunker down in my home and I don't want to go anywhere. And torn between that and it's like, I need to take some action so I feel more stable. I need to trust my intuition. That's Neptune. And take action. Saturn is the structure and stability and responsibility. So we're fighting those two because those Saturn and Neptune are two very different energies, but they're right next to each other. So does that sound confusing? Because it does. It does sound confusing because it is, and it creates stress. So the new moon conjunct Jupiter, square Neptune and Saturn in Aries will create a lot of tension and a lot of stress. The quincunx aspect over here to Pluto means that the adjustments that we make, it's not just one adjustment. It's an adjustment, sit back and observe, make another adjustment, sit back and observe. And we need to do that for a few days. And especially from right now, this aspect is, well, not right now. Right now, because I'm recording this on June 16. So from June 17 through this new moon, which is the date that's on the screen now, we have a lot of these quincunxes that are just constantly about 2 steps forward, 1 step back. We feel when it comes to quincunx aspects, and then when they make the yod pattern, meaning there's 3 points in it, two quincunx to one apex, which is Pluto and Aquarius is evolving and changing. We are, we are making choices, and then we have to back off. Making a choice, and then we have to back off. Some of it sticks, but not all of it. We make a choice and we're like 100% in, and then we have to back off. And we just have to back off far on some decisions and not too far on others. But that's the pattern right now. Steps forward, back, forward, back. Eventually, there is forward movement, but it's not exactly the way that we want it to be. Okay? Now, in the blog post, I have my highlights on my notes here for the blog post. In the blog post, I also talk a little more about that Jupiter in Cancer and the year-long theme for that. And I'll figure out where to put the link for that on here too. So you can go actually on the blog post. It's on the blog post. You can just go read all of it. And I have some YouTube shorts that are just started coming out with Jupiter in Cancer. I have a couple of short videos every week come out, as well as a couple short videos about Saturn and Aries coming out over the whole time that it's in that sign, as well as the sign Jupiter in Cancer. Those short videos come out too. So go make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel that brings the shorts out. If you're not into YouTube, it's also on my Facebook business page. All of these short videos I do, because I do dailies. I do the Saturn and Aries a couple a week. Jupiter and Cancer now every couple of weeks. I have others coming up too. So it's like there's so much astrology. And you can take it in just short tidbits. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for that. All right. Is there anything else I want to talk about with this new moon? So let's focus on this new moon just one more time, because what I want us to work on that is I want us to journal. I always want us to start journaling and or set intentions. But setting intentions while we're having this quincunx aspect with Pluto is just not going to be easy. I want these aspects separating. So we have the new moon phase. It takes 2.5, almost 3 days. Yeah, it'll take 3 days from this point, June through, it'll take 3 days because the moon is really out of bounds right now. It's very high in the north and it's about to slow down. So it goes a little slower right now. 3 days from this date, so include this date, June 25th to the 26th to the 27th to the 28th. Those 3 days, take your time in setting your new moon intentions. You do not have to do this the moment it's the new moon because you can write things down, but write it in pencil and just think, what is it that I want to do? What are the intentions and goals that I want to do? Honestly, the best thing to do instead of writing down like hardline goals, because I know people love doing intentions and goals at new moons, but reflect emotionally on your how you're feeling by journaling. Reflect and write out how what it feels like at home, what it feels like where you live. Is this important? I have lots and lots of people these days. I have an ant on my computer. Oh my goodness, where did you come from? It's a black ant on my black computer. I was like, okie dokie. Been a lot of rain, and I bet you they're coming in for that. Back to you. Now, animal magic, we'll have to go look at what that represents. If you want to do that, you do that because that might have been a message for somebody. But have not ever seen a bug in this room. So that's a first. I'll have to check it out too. Aren't they about home and family? Do you want to do that together? Let me hit pause. Let me finish this first. Journal, meditate, and as you journal throughout the few days of this new moon phase, um, it will help you develop some clarity and see what's going on. So allow that space to give yourself some insight and some space right there. So that's what you can do. So hit pause. Hold on. I'll be right back. Back. I use Animal Speak by, oh, this one's Ted Andrews. Let's go into the insect section. Let's see. Ants, industrious order and discipline. The ant has long been a symbol of work and industry, partially due to the Greek tales of the ant, such as found in Aesop's fables. Wisdom, intellect, endeavors often are acclaimed. Okay, let's see. Is there a keynote? Ants are social. They work in community. See, primary activities, gathering, hunting, growing. Um, they have farms. This is about participating in food exchanges, community. hmm This is about community and family and, feeling secure. So if the ant is in a place it does not belong inside a home on the second floor, I don't know how it got up here. Um, they can climb. There's a purpose behind that. So tell me below what you think it represents. It was just one of those black ants. It wasn't a massive carpenter ant, but it was a black ant. Mm, family, community. All right. Well, nothing like ad-libbing at the end. I was ad-lib. All right, guys, that's the forecast for today. If you have questions or comments, always leave them below. Blessings, everybody, and namaste.